What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a tap into your soul reading for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, you guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, you guys should be familiar with the tap into your souls. We'll get started in a minute. Just so you guys know, Aquarius, this is the end of the week and your last reading for the month, okay? If you have any other placements that you want to check out, by all means, please do, either from last week or those coming up next week. I would also suggest to you guys to go and watch your energy shout out as well, okay? If you go to my channel and look on my playlist and look for energy shout outs, you already have one available, okay? So, that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading, okay? So, we have one from the top for your past, one from the bottom for your present, and one energetically from the middle for your future placement. Okay, and we'll look at the bottom of the deck momentarily for your overall outcome. Okay, so at this point in time, Aquarius, you can take the time to either write out or think about what you want your overall outcome to be, based off of your situation currently. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in about your past placement. What held you back in the past, Aquarius? Okay, what held you back in the past? So we have this image here. You can take the time to review it. If you like, you can write how it makes you feel or just think about it right now, okay? About what held you back in the past as you look at this picture, as you look at this image. This image has came up before, okay, for different signs. They're not coming to my mind right now, but this is a card that's came out some time ago. Okay, maybe last week or last month, but nonetheless, what is holding you back? What held you back in the past? What held you back in the past? You may have been somewhat sheltered in the past, Aquarius, maybe by your parents, okay, in a sense of, or you got comfortable with being sheltered in a sense or being taken care of, okay. Your parents maybe were very protective over you as far as things that you did, maybe like after school programs, things like that, okay. Not really, again, as a child, kind of going back to that from this week with your energy, we know our parents are there to take care of us, okay. They provide for us, they do for us because we're not able to do for ourselves, okay. We have to learn how to take care of ourselves, okay. Just as much as learning how to go to the bathroom and how to clean yourself and things of those natures. You had to learn those things, okay, and you progressed. But that is possibly what is, that's just a small example, but that is a possibility of what held you back in the past, okay. You got comfortable in being taken care of, okay, thinking that is what everyone is supposed to do for you, okay. Not shaming you, okay. It is a shock to the system sometimes to move forward with your life, okay? When it's up to you to be responsible for yourself, okay? But you could have gotten a little bit spoiled in a sense, okay, by your parents, okay? So let's move on to your present, okay? What continues to hold you back presently, Aquarius? What continues to hold you back presently? Okay. And this is another image that comes up, has been coming up a little bit. Okay. I believe Capricorn got this card, but I think it was in the past placement, possibly. Okay. I believe Virgo may have gotten this card as well. Okay. So those two signs may be in your chart. Okay. Um, look at this image. How does it make you feel as you're looking at this image and answering that question? Okay. This being in your present is basically talking about needing to find your identity, in a sense, as her hair is outlined. It's not very dominant. Okay. There are shades of white within this touch drawing, and then this kind of halo around the crown. All right. You need some form, which I feel is part of the sacral chakra, kind of looming a little bit, which is where your inner child is. Okay, it lays in that sacral chakra. So there could be some work that you need to do within that chakra. Okay, listen to a meditation for sacral chakra to awaken your inner child, and do some inner child work. Okay, as far as healing from that. Okay, you are kind of stuck in that inner child phase. Okay, from, like I said, being sheltered or somewhat spoiled, in a sense, by your parents, by your family, things of that nature. Okay. Some people do end up going through that, as far as like only child syndrome, things of that nature. Okay. Where if you are the only child, you don't have any siblings or anything like that. So you may have been, overprotected a bit. Okay. And so now it's time for you to find your identity of who you are without the sheltering of your parents. Okay. And so that is what's holding you back presently, is kind of battling possibly with who you actually are. Okay. It's sometimes hard for some people. It's, time for you to kind of blend your morals and values with what you've learned over the years. Okay. So what does not click for you based off of your parents' teaching, let's just say religion, for example. Okay. Maybe you grew up in a very religious household. All right. And you're more spiritual than religious. Okay. You may not speak on it because you think it may shame your parents. Okay. Or reflect badly on your upbringing. Okay. If you're past the age of 18, okay, it's time for you to come up with your own beliefs. Okay. Just because you're tied to it or grew up in it does not mean you have to stick with it. Okay. If you find yourself being more inquisitive about just life in general, okay, in a sense of kind of poking holes in theories and things of that nature, okay, that's fine. It means that, your thought process has evolved, okay, based off of the past and now, okay. No one has clear answers for you in regards to those teachings. They just taught it to you because it was taught to them. You have to kind of understand that, okay. You can't really blame that on your parents. You have to kind of look at what they've experienced through their growing up, okay, the teachings that they were taught, and it's a choice, okay, as you're growing older. It's a choice to stay with those teachings or find your own way, okay. And so for your parents, they may have started in a religious family, and maybe they stated that or felt that they wouldn't do that with you, and so you became a more spiritual family than religious, okay, or vice versa. That's just a small, example, and that may resonate for some of you, but not all, okay. And so there's nothing wrong with having your own beliefs. I'm one where I am more spiritual than I am religious. I do not quote the Bible to anybody, okay? And yes, I have kind of questioned those upbringings, but I do believe that there's a higher purpose. I do believe there's a universe, there's a God, but look at all of the different cultures that actually pray to different gods, okay? I don't like to get religious on my channel, but I obviously have to say this for a reason. It's being channeled to say to you, okay? And so for some of you, that may be a strong characteristic within your family that you're dealing with right now, okay, is religion, okay? And so everyone should be allowed to believe in what they want to believe in, okay? I believe there is a spirit. I believe there is a higher person. I believe there is a God of all, okay? But I do not, shame or put down any other religion. You believe in what you believe in, okay? It's about who you are as a person, okay? That should mean more than what your religious upbringing is, okay? So presently, that is what's holding you back, is trying to find your identity, okay? And kind of tying your childhood to your current identity now, okay? Again, there are certain teachings that you could take with you and you can turn them into what you believe, okay? You do not have to be stuck to your elders' teachings, okay? So, that being said, let's move on to your future placement with the question of how will you change your future? How will you change your future? This card recently popped up last week, okay? I am trying to remember, it might have been Virgo who this came out for, okay? Take a look at this card, how it makes you feel, Aquarius, okay? Write down how it makes you feel, all right? This card to me is saying it is time for you to become vulnerable. That is how this card comes across to me as far as vulnerability. Opening up in a sense, okay? There is something possibly looming from your past upbringings, okay, that you need to heal from, okay? If you're looking for a safe space to talk about that particular situation that's happened or occurred with you from your childhood, by all means, it's time for you to be vulnerable in a sense of the healthy way to go about it, all right? I would definitely suggest, as I've always suggested during these readings, is therapy, okay? You talk to someone that's unbiased, someone that does not know you, a licensed therapist, possibly, okay? To help you understand those feelings and to get them out, okay? Your therapist can also assist you in finally verbalizing that trauma in a healthy way to your parents, okay? If you would like for them to know what has occurred with you in the past, okay? It could be something as simple as, like I said, growing up as the only child and kind of feeling a certain way about going out on your own, okay? For others of you, it could be something a little bit stronger than that, okay? As far as an actual occurrence from your past. I don't want to get into it in your reading, but this is just me giving you a suggestion of how to go through it in terms of healing, okay? Because whatever it is still looming on you, okay? Emotionally, and so to change your future, it is time to release it, okay? So in a healthy way, I would definitely suggest therapy, so that way it's an unbiased, unjudgmental space, and it's a safe space, and you can eventually, hopefully, either release it and not suppress it anymore. If you don't want to release it to your parents, at least get it off of you where you're in a sense of healing from it, okay? But if you want to share it with others, you should go through therapy first, so that way you can deal with the pain yourself and releasing it in a safe space, and then address it to be shared, okay? Now let's look at the bottom of the deck to see what your outcome, your overall outcome is, okay? And so this is the image here at the bottom of the deck, okay? Take a look at this card. Think of how it makes you feel, if it matches with what you want your overall outcome to be. Okay? So, with this card coming up, like I said, eventually getting to the point of sharing with others your true feelings or thoughts, okay? And being a little bit more vulnerable in why you're having issues lately, okay? In regards to, and I need you to think about your energy all this week, okay? What loomed within your energy throughout each reading, okay? If you have not watched all your readings, I need you to go back and watch all your readings from General Sneak Peek to Dreamcatcher to Heart's Desire to Word from the Ancestors, okay? If you have not watched them, you can find those on my playlist on my channel, okay? For others of you, Aquarius, it will be you still with identity, but kind of knowing exactly who or what has imparted their wisdom on your identity, okay? You may take a little bit from your dad, a little bit from your mom, a little bit from an uncle, a little bit from a cousin. You'll, kind of, and it's almost kind of tied to Cancer in a little bit. So you could possibly go and watch Cancer in reference to their overall outcome, okay? But nonetheless, I think you'll start realizing who or what has played a part in your identity, okay? So with that being said, that's really all I have for you guys, Aquarius. Remember, I will be off the rest of August after next week, okay? And so look out for the next monthly manifestation for the month of September. That'll be the last reading that I do for the month before we go into September, okay? So until then, Aquarius, peace.